Farming games probably fall under the most relaxing games you can find on the market. They allow you to focus on day-to-day tasks, normally without the worry of lurking dangers. I often find myself getting lost in how much time I spend playing, and before I know, it's dark outside. 2024 is shaping up to be a fantastic year for cozy, relaxing farming games, and I've put together a little list of games that I'm really looking forward to playing. Here are 15 farming games being released in 2024 and beyond. Starting us off on this fantastic list of farming games, we have Brocula, where after being asleep for centuries, you awake to see that the world has completely changed around you. You'll no longer be wanting to suck their blood, but instead be looking forward toward growing carrots and turnips for a good old hot pot. Being a vampire isn't easy anymore. I mean, was it ever? You now have more worrying things than wooden stakes and angry villagers. That's right, Brocula has to worry about inflation and capitalism, as all the wealth you've once hoarded has disappeared and your beloved Castle of Doom is now just a pile of rubble. You'll need to work part-time jobs for money and grow your own food to get by until you can start to build your fame once again. Brocula is a fantastic twist on the farming genre. It won't just be about getting crops and making people happy. Ultimately, you'll want to get the big bad vampire up and running again. You'll want a cult of people worshipping you and willing to be summoned at any hour to assist the Dark Lord. As long as you can make a good latte, I'm sure Brocula will be able to survive this everyday life. When I often think about different farming games, I often think to games that relax me by allowing me to just go with the flow and take my time doing anything, whilst enjoying the simpler life of having no worries. So a New Leaf Memories is pretty much the perfect game for me. You'll awake on an unknown island, not sure how you got here or even who you are. The local townfolk allow you to stay in a small hut and provide basic tools, which kickstarts your farming adventure. You'll be able to manage your own little paradise as you farm away on this beautiful rock, look after and nurture animals, and even set about befriending the locals as you try to uncover more about your past. As your journey continues, the main quest will allow you to slowly recover some of your memories from your past life. Not much might become known, but I'm sure you'll find your new life more relaxing anyway. A New Leaf Memories is the ideal farming game for most of us lovers of the genre. It's not like it really offers anything new, but that's completely fine with me. Sometimes I like just enjoying the simpler side of these games. Farming often has you growing and selling your produce once you've harvested them, and the cycle repeats until you're mega rich. But what if you had to run a little shop? Would you look towards changing up the growing in the fields to maximise your profit? Sugardew Island will be your answer, as you'll need to run a local farm shop that only sells the best ingredients, ones you've grown yourself. This adorable farming game isn't just about making a successful business. The island you're on is slowly declining, lost with no harmony. It'll be down to you to grow new crops and assist the island in flourishing once again, and start to take back all the land that has been lost to the fawns attacking the locals. Sugardew Island is a cozy and cute adventure that's all about growing to heal. This will be perfect for you cozy gamers who love to help and really improve the environment. Sometimes you can see a game and you can already see yourself getting lost in the world before even booting it up. That is this game, and I'm sure that you'll all agree this looks special. This is Critter Crops, and its unique art style has already sold me and made me want to look towards buying this on day one. You'll play as Sylvie, a young witch that has a rather special ability that allows you to grow magical critters. Sadly, witches are shunned in this world you live in, very much like old times of our old world. So you've been chased out and sadly have nowhere to live on this deserted island. That's until you start to grow your own magical critters that will aid you on your journey as they help you farm, mine, and even rebuild an old town that has been left in ruins for years. Critter Crops will be releasing really soon, set to be released in April. This will be a cozy adventure that we've all been waiting for, as you and your critters set off to discover your past and make this little island into a home for all the people the world doesn't want. These aren't bad people, they're just misjudged. Moving along to a more realistic farming game. I mean, it's not actually realistic in the fact that you have to be waiting months for your crops to grow, but the graphics seem more in line with your typical RPGs instead of a farming game. This is Meetlight and the Secrets of the Universe, a game that is all about helping out the villagers of your town by running the local forge and growing crops for them. Meetlight has a pretty deep story. Your character will experience a pretty traumatic event early on, which allows you to discover that you have abilities that allow you to see things others can't. Use these powers to seek out answers, search the land for strange cosmic events, and even communicate with the spirits that have all returned to the land. The universe is there to be explored in Meetlight and the Secrets of the Universe. The title kind of gives it away. But this will be a fantastic game to allow you to just see a stunning open world with lots and lots of potential. I'm a massive fan of the medieval fantasy setting. It's a setting that I don't feel like we get to see as often anymore, as it was used a lot for different media in the past and probably gets a little too used. But I'm glad to see Mirthwood take it by the reins and give us an immersive adventure that allows you to take control of your life and decide how to live it. Will you settle down on a farmstead and have a cozy life farming, trading, and possibly making a family? Or will you become an adventurer and make money through blood? The graphics in this game are all handcrafted, and it fills me with joy to see how stunning all the locations are within the game. I can tell the developers have made this with love, and given how many different towns, lands, and weather conditions are in the game, I'm sure it must have taken so long to perfect Mirthwood. Mirthwood is all about deciding on the life you want to live. Peace will always be an option, and it will allow you to have a happy life with a family. But that's not always the best way to go. All it takes is to witness something evil, and you might just find yourself picking up a sword. Just make sure you don't bring trouble home. Bringing a new mix into the farming genre. I've never really thought about pirates being farmers. They normally steal other people's goods, so having a watermelon patch or an apple tree just seems really weird in that sense. Luckily, developers smarter than me have proven me wrong with Dreaming Isles. As the game that's probably closest to Stardew Valley in design, Dreaming Isles needed to add something new, so that it isn't just a clone. After a successful game is made nowadays, we often see clones pop up here and there, but I'm glad to see this has enough differences to be classed outside of that. The sea combat is something new, and what I love is that the ammo that you actually use has to be grown by you. No, not just your old cannonballs, these are fire melons and frost berries, just your typical crops on these islands. Dreaming Isles will take you on an adventure. This isn't your normal turn on full relax mode. You'll have combat on land and sea. You'll need to grow crops that could blow up at any time, and most of all, figure out if it's better to just attack the trade ships instead of being a full-time farmer. Searching for someone who has gone missing must be one of the scariest things that could ever happen. Not sure where they are, or if they're okay. That's how the game Everholm starts. An open world adventure, where you stumble upon a strange portal while searching for your sister. As you begin to investigate what this strange gate is, you get teleported to an unknown land, one that you'll be calling home for a little while. Everholm is all about forming bonds. The people living in the area known as the Everfolk know more than they are originally giving on. Get to know them more and they'll slowly start to give you little bits of information that'll help you understand your situation even more. Hopefully, after a while, you'll have enough to figure out what has happened to your sister. Tackle each and every day differently. Farm to grow crops to help out around town and earn some money. Explore this mystical land for treasure, and speak to the people that you see out and about, as this will be a test to see whether they're ready to really trust you, and whether you're ready for the truth. Being offered a whole homestead for your assistance in helping a town seems a little too good to be true. Like, a free house and land? I know I'd snap it up in a heartbeat. Well, seeing as these types of offers don't exist in the real world, I'll have to live it out in Fields of Mistria instead, a farming game that is all about being an asset to the town and slowly falling in love with a lucky bachelor or bachelorette, as your journey isn't just about fixing some fences. The stunning village of Mistria has been ruined by an earthquake that has damaged the lands and seen unusual magical creatures head to the surface and start to make everyone's days harder. Fields of Mistria will allow you to start anew and build the homestead of your dreams, whilst also feeling like a hero by helping out the residents of this lovely area. I can't wait to get into this beautiful world. I am a sucker for games that allow you to start a relationship and build a family. It's not a feature I look for, but it's one that I'm always really happy to see when playing these cozy games, as it allows me to feel like I'm making my own story when I get to choose who it is that I marry. This is what I call a throwback. I originally covered this game back in April 2023, almost a year ago, as it was meant to be released last year, but now it has a release date of 2024. I really do hope I won't be doing the same thing next year and saying that it's going to be released in 2025. This is The Ranchers, an open world country life simulator. A game that is all about not having boundaries, as you get to build your house from the start, not just a house provided to you. This really gets me excited. Most farming games will give you a home and you'll have to pay for upgrades, but this is more of a real life simulator. You'll need to save up and build yourself if you want that extension. Living in a town instead of a village or local area, The Ranchers will have you growing your crops, tending to your farm animals, and exploring mines to get the goods to give and sell to the people living in the surrounding areas. Once you've got the goods, hop into your car and take the goods to them. Yes, the game allows for you to follow the rules of the road. The game will be multiplayer as well. Up to 8 hands are better than 2, as you can start a little community together. The Ranchers has sold me on so many aspects, and that's why I can't wait to get in this game and for it to finally be released this year. It will be this year. I can see me and my wife jumping into this land together, so Kay will be able to build the beautiful home, and I'll be the one heading out and exploring for all the money. It's quite a rare thing to see a first-person farming game. They just really don't exist. They're more about being able to see the land from above, so when I clocked this gem of a game, I knew I had to cover it. This is SolarPunk, a game that's not about local towns or building relationships. This is about adventure. Adventure in the sky. The world around you is full of floating islands, and it's down to you to explore and experience this magical world. As you can probably tell by the title, this is all about sustainable energy. In this technologically advanced world, use the power of the sun, wind and water to power all your equipment that will help you with all the day-to-day tasks. Are you tired of watering plants? No problem. Build a machine that will help you, so you can go off and explore while you don't have to worry about your crops dying. All the cool items that you can get are off in distant islands. You'll need to build a little airship to travel around and see what the world has to offer. SolarPunk is all about using the power of the world, and that's what is its unique selling point, and I'm all for it. Use the power of the sun to help power all the helpful gadgets that you need, power of the wind to help you get your aircraft to bigger and better islands, and power of water to keep things powered even after the sun goes down. We have another vampire farming game in this list. That is absolutely crazy. I feel like it's a new niche within the genre that's becoming more and more popular, and I am here for it. Welcome to Moonlight Peaks, a rather magical fantasy land that's home to vampires, werewolves, witches and even mermaids. As you can imagine, farming is rather hard when you can't head out in the sun, but you're in luck. The lands you use to grow your crops aren't your usual type of soil. This holds some magical power that allows you to grow even in the night time. Life isn't easy for your character. Your father is Count Dracula himself, and has never made life simple. It's down to you to head out into this wonderful world and prove that you can become the new Count. Make friends with all the locals, and hey, maybe even go on a few dates, as in Moonlight Peaks, vampires don't just have to go for their own kind. You can date all the magical creatures that the land has to offer to you. Or, you could even look towards turning a human into your forever person. Moonlight Peaks is the ideal chill fantasy game a lot of us have been looking for. Plus, you get to travel around as a bat. I mean, that's just cool. So if you want to experience fantasy at the peak of a life simulator, this is the game for you. This game is literally giving me Persona vibes, and only the slice of life parts of the game when I see Sunnyside, an exploration game that is set in a scenic Japanese countryside. You'll need to set up your home to start planting crops and look after them, care for animals within your home, and build your dream house, all whilst keeping on top of relationships. Seems like a lot of work, but I'm sure it'll be worth it in the end. Sunnyside is a beautiful open world adventure. The town is yours to explore, and seeing as it's not just a small map, you'll need to hop on your bike, scooter, or even drive a truck to get your supplies to local businesses or your own little stall that you have set up at a farmer's market. I can't wait to get out there and actually explore this land. Persona is my favourite game, so the fact that I'm getting those vibes is absolutely a massive selling point to me. You even have a flying robot, which kind of reminds me of Morgana. This is a small enough town where you can get to know almost everyone. Use your time to better relationships and see how your life can impact theirs. The chill life is calling for you in Sunnyside. Honestly, I don't even know where to begin with this beautiful pixel art wonder. This is Rusty's Retirement, an idle farming game that sits at the bottom of your screen. That's right, you can go about your normal daily activities while your pal Rusty will tend to your crops. This is a multitasker's dream, as you'll be able to play the game whilst not getting distracted from working, shopping, or even just playing another game. Rusty is loving the life. He's retired and just wants to tend to crops and experience a good world. He'll be the one who will be doing all of the manual tasks, and that's normally the stuff that takes up so much time in other farming games, and he really doesn't mind doing it, so go and give him some work. You'll be so thankful for him shortly. And now we move on to our final farming game of 2024. I'm excited about all the titles that I've spoken about and really can't wait for all of them. This is a fantastic year for farming games. This last one is Pathless Woods, and what a game to end on. Inspired by ancient Chinese heritage, you'll be able to explore this cozy open world game with friends as you experience surreal lands, beautiful scenery, and the chillest of farming as you use old Chinese farming techniques. If you've played Sakuna, you'll understand all about water irrigation and how annoying it actually can be, but it's something cool to learn. As chill as the farming will be, the lands around you sadly are not as relaxed. You'll need to take up your weapons to fight any of the surrounding cultists that are trying to ruin everything that you've built. They're there to ensure that you don't have a peaceful life, and let's be honest, that's just not on at all. Pathless Woods will allow us to experience a world most of us have never seen before, and that's the most exciting part. This is a beautiful game that needs to be seen by the masses, and I can't wait to appreciate the stunning world. And that is the end of these cozy, relaxing, and beautiful farming games being released in 2024. Let me know in the comments if you know of any other games that I've missed, and I'll catch you all next time. Bye bye!